Hey everybody, welcome back. February 25th, National Clam Chowder Day. Actually, there's a couple things today. There's chocolate covered peanuts today, there's some other thing today, but this one, I know we just did a soup yesterday for Tortilla Chip Day, but it's winter. So let's get all our soups out of the way, because you know this schedule and how wacky it is that we'll be probably having soup days in July. I don't know, we'll see. So we might as well do a few now. I found a recipe for one, seemed really easy, which is good. We're using minced clams. I know a lot of people like to do it from scratch and whatever. If you want to go out and get whole clams and steam them and pull them and chop them and do that whole thing, more power to you. I'm just trying to do an easier route today for people who want a quick soup from scratch, homemade, but we're using canned clams and clam juice rather than, you know, making the whole thing from beginning to end with real clams out of the ocean. Alright? I mean, you can even go harvest your own clams if you want to. But here's what we need for today. Let's get started. Okay, for today I'm using 4 bacon strips cooked crispy and chopped. I have 2 sticks of celery chopped. I have 2 shallots chopped. A minced garlic clove. 3 small potatoes. I'm using russet chopped into cubes. We have a cup of water. We have a bottle of clam juice, 8 ounces. We have 3 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1/3 cup of flour, 2 cups of half and half, and I'm using 2 cans of chopped clams. Save the juice. Okay, so to get started today, I have a little butter and olive oil in a pan. You could use the drippings from the bacon if you want to, you know, use that to saute your vegetables, which is what we're going to do now. So it's up to you, whichever you want to do. I just chose to do a little butter and olive oil to saute, okay? So we put our onions and our celery, or our shallots today, into a pan, and we're just going to cook these down until they're nice and tender, okay? Okay, so I moved our browning vegetables here to the back burner, put it on very low while they cook, okay? Because at the same time I'm doing that, I'm going to start this. Here's my potatoes, my cubed potatoes. We're going to put those in with our water. We're going to put our clam juice, both the 8-ounce clam juice, as well as the clam juice you reserved from the cans, okay? We put those in there, and then we're going to add our thyme, our chicken bouillon, and our pepper. Okay? So that all goes in there, and we're just going to bring this to a boil, and we're going to cook our potatoes in this mixture, okay, till they're nice and tender. That's why you want to cut them into smaller cubes. One, makes it easier to eat your soup with the smaller cubes, and it'll cook a little bit faster, okay? So we put that on high, we cover that, we let those potatoes cook. Now, our other stuff here looks like it's pretty much switch back over. Okay. Alright, so we switch back over. Our vegetables look like they're pretty much good to go. Nice and tender, a couple minutes. So we're going to add our garlic now, because you just want to add that maybe for a minute to cook that down, because the garlic will brown pretty quick. So we just want to add that to here. Just for a minute or two, let that cook a little bit. Our vegetables are ready. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our flour into this mixture, into the vegetables, and stir that around. Okay, so I added our flour to our vegetables and a little bit more butter, just because this is going to be our thickening agent here. Okay, we just want to cook it just for a minute, mix it all good together. The fat from the butter and the flour will make our roux. Okay, and then, just make sure we're not on a super high heat here, we're going to add our heavy cream, 2 cups, or half and half rather, sorry. Not heavy cream, half and half. It's going to thicken up. You won't need heavy cream. So we're just going to add this to our vegetables and flour, and we're going to let this thicken up, okay? Make sure you really work it good so it's mixed well. Okay, we just want it on a low heat because we just want it to simmer and thicken, okay? Now this is going on while our potatoes are cooking in our clam broth. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add this to that once they're both ready. Once our potatoes are cooked, we're going to add this creamy mixture to that. It'll thicken the whole thing up. Then for the last minute or two, we'll dump our clams in because we don't want them to be, chewy, just to heat them through. And then we'll be ready to plate this and try it. Alrighty? So let me continue on with this. We'll see you in a little bit when they're ready to combine. Alrighty. So our potatoes are ready. Okay, they've been boiling in this clam juice mixture. So we're going to move that to the front here. We still have it on a low heat, very low. And we're going to add this so you can see how thick this cream mixture got. So we're going to add this right to this mixture, okay? So now, once this all blends in, this whole thing is going to thicken up from the flour and that we put into this cream mixture, okay? Our little vegetable roux there. So we're just going to mix this together. We're going to let this simmer for a little bit. Everything's cooked through, but we just want all this stuff to thicken up now that we added it to the clam juice and potatoes. Okay? Just want to let that thicken, and then we're going to add, once we get it to a point where we know we're just about ready, about a minute or two out, then we're going to dump our chopped clams in there, and we got soup. I mean, come on, this was an easy one today. That's what we like to do a lot of times, is show you, like, easy. Sure, there's, like, you can go to Gourmet Magazine and, or Food and Wine Magazine and get this, like, amazing, fresh clam chowder with, whole clams from the sea and, all kinds of stuff and, fancy ingredients and whatever. But some days, you just want a soup. And you can see it's a small pot, so it's perfect portion for, like, 2 people. Just want a little clam chowder, but you don't want the, is it easier to just go buy a can of soup? And I guess. But this one's so easy, as you can see, so why not try it? You might as well just make yourself a nice homemade soup, okay? And then you can also, make some homemade croutons to put on it, or some garlic bread or something to dunk in there, because it is a cream soup, and, that just screams, give me some bread. Oyster crackers, whatever you like in your clam chowder, okay? So we're just going to give that another minute. Another thing I thought of, I have fresh herbs growing in my kitchen. I start them early because I want them ready for the summer. So I had some fresh dill, and I figured I'd add that because that'll add a nice little flavor to our soup as well, okay? You add what you like. I mean, if you like your soup a little spicy, maybe you want to add some, crushed red pepper in it or something. I don't know. It's your soup. You do what you want. That's one of the bonuses, too, of making your own stuff and making your own soups, is you can make it however you want. Flavor it however you want. If you want to put a little Old Bay seasoning in it to give it more of a seafoody kind of feel and taste, absolutely. Why not do it? Okay, our soup is nice and thickened up. So now we're going to add our chopped clams. And that's it. We're just going to simmer this for maybe another minute or two. Soup's on, people. Alrighty? Now I know you're saying, well, what about the bacon? He didn't use the bacon. This is going to actually be a garnish on the top. You could dump it into your soup and leave it in there if you wanted to. It wouldn't hurt the soup at all. But anyway, we'll be back to put this in a bowl and try it out and see if it's as good as the recipe says. Alrighty? See you in a few minutes. Alrighty, time to try it. Okay? It's been simmering for about another minute or two just to, heat the clams through. They're minced clams anyway, so they're really small pieces. But look at that nice soup. Look how thick that is. Perfect. to our little crock here. Okay. And we're going to put a little bit of our bacon on top. And there you go. Homemade clam chowder. Can we see that? See how nice that looks? Let's see. Look at that. Oh yeah, nice chunks of potato. It's going to be hot, so you're going to enjoy watching me burn my mouth on this one. Alright, let's give this one a taste. Mmm. Wow, that's really good. For something as easy as that, this is a really good soup. And you know what's really kicking in this right now? The dill. I'm so glad that I added the dill to this. What a great flavor it adds to this soup. Definitely. In this recipe, add some fresh dill to it. You'll taste the difference immediately. Oh my god, it's really good. Alrighty people, National Clam Chowder Day. Don't make chocolate covered peanuts. You can go to the store and buy some goobers. What do you know what they call them? Goobers, right? You can just go buy a box of goobers. I'm not going to sit here and make goobers. But I will make this clam chowder again. This was really, really good. Alrighty, see you tomorrow everybody.